and you are the one given the task of welcoming the GWOAT to the new sport. What do you think?
Hi, I'm Brittney Elkin. Yeah, I think that I'm here for the upset, or I want to cause the upset, and I'm just really excited to be a part of this matchup. It's an exciting matchup.
Little Bird told me that you predicted a second round finish in this bout. How does that come about?
Well, I think the first round is going to be a lot of, feeling each other out, and I just think that we both probably will give our best in that, and I predict that it'll get to the second round and looking for, the finish.
And Claressa Shields, nobody on our PFL roster has the credentials like you. 3-division champion in the world of boxing, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, as I already mentioned, and you're risking the reputation and everything else to join the mixed martial arts world right in the prime of your boxing career. You take on someone who's far more experienced than you. What should we expect?
Well, one, I just want to tell Brittney, she doesn't sound confident in none that she's saying. First, it's supposed to be 15 seconds. Now it's going to be the second round. Truth is, Brittney Elkin going to lose, period. I've been in training camp for 7 months at the Jackson Wing Gym, training with some heavy hitters, Arlene Blinko, Holly Holm, Johnny Bones, Kayla, and I put in a whole lot of time. And I didn't come to the PFL just to have my beautiful record in boxing and all my accomplishments be detoured by somebody who's not even really like a serious fighter. So I'm not even about to pay her any attention of all this, she's going to knock me out or submit me. Like, I'm an athlete, I'm a fighter, and as much as anybody up around this panel, I'm now an MMA fighter just like y'all. So don't just count me out just because Brittney has been in MMA for 12 years and hasn't been great at anything except for jiu-jitsu. So I'm just an all-around great athlete, great person, and I'm just looking forward to getting in there and just shutting all this stuff up about grapplers being able to beat boxers, because I'm not just a grappler, I'm an MMA fighter now. So just accept it.
Claressa Shields, Brittney Elkin will cap off the action on ESPN2. That begins at 10 p.m. Eastern. We'll now open the panel up to questions from the press, submitted remotely, of course, as we're here in the Atlantic City bubble.
Colin Crandall, please. We'll come back to you, Colin. Sydney.
Thank you. Hi, Claressa. Sydney from ABC 12 in Flint. I have a question for you real quick. You've been training so long for this, and even while you were boxing, you were still training. It's absolutely crazy. Is there any pressure to show all that hard work was for nothing? You touched on it a little bit, but do you have any pressure to show that all of that hard work you've done these last 8 months was really for nothing? You're going to do this.
Hard work can never just be for nothing. So I feel like all my hard work has got me to where I am today. That's how I got this position to be the main event. And just my MMA debut, I would have been perfectly fine being the TV opener or being under Anthony Pettis. I wouldn't have cared. But the fact now that I'm the main event, I feel like I have to bring something a little extra. So we definitely worked on that up in camp. And regardless of everything, just my overall goal is to one day be MMA world champ and be boxing champ. So right now I just want to get that experience, get the W's, and just continue to move forward. But I don't think that my hard work could ever be put in vain, because hard work only makes you better regardless of any outcome.
Thanks, Claressa. We're rooting for you in Flint.
Thank you.
Colin, are you with us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Excellent. This question is for Claressa Shields. Claressa, I'm curious to hear how you feel the training for MMA and the hard work that goes into it compares with the training in boxing.
I've answered this question so many times, and it's like boxing is apples, right? You just kind of get an apple, you rinse it off, and you bite it, and you eat it. And then MMA is like an orange. You got to peel it, and you got to... It's really a grapefruit. You got to peel it, and you got to peel it again to get the other skin off, and then you have to get the fruit on the inside. So it's like MMA is so much more complex, and I always felt that I was a fast thinker because I am in boxing, but the first time that I sparred, I was like, oh, I think I'm thinking a little bit slow in here. So I was happy to see that my progress over the last few months, that now I actually understand like what I'm doing and what I'm watching. and I'm ready to execute the game plan. But it's like apples and grapefruits. It's two different sports, but it's all about fighters. It's all about having that fighter's attitude. It's about having heart, wanting to learn, having an open mind, being humble, and just going in there and fighting. And that's what I'm here to do.
Absolutely. Well, good luck and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Kelsey McCarson, please.
I'm Kelsey McCarson from Heavy. My question is for Claressa Shields. Claressa, you've been some of the biggest stages, right? Two-time Olympic gold medalist, world champion boxer, two-time undisputed champion, 3 different weight classes, all these big things. But how do you think you'll feel? Will it feel different when that cage door closes, right? Like, I wonder, like, as you get closer, it's got to be super exciting, but I wonder how you expect to feel when that happens.
You know, I'm happy that the PFL allowed me to come here. I think it was 2 months ago, or was it? I think it was 2 months ago, and I was able to do my whole little cage walk. And that was something that me and my manager and all of us wanted to have because I never done it before, and I wanted to kind of feel what it felt like. And maybe the second time it would feel less nerves. So the first time I did the cage walk without even having my opponent in the cage waiting for me, I just felt like so many nerves, and I had on just a bra with some tight pants on or shorts, and I didn't have on any shoes. And I just was like, oh my goodness. It was so many nerves. But after, like I said, doing that, I feel like I'll have less nerves for this, and I feel like I've had so much time to train and prepare, and I'm not going to let my nerves get in the best of my performance. So the game is to go out there and execute the game plan. So that's what I plan to do. And, yeah, I mean, they locked the cage in sparring, and I think I'll feel the same way when they lock the cage on Thursday, because I always feel like boxing and MMA is all about war, right? And it's about me versus you, woman versus woman, man versus man, and can't nobody help you in there. And I feel like maybe if Brittney had some help, she could beat me, but she can't beat me by herself. So I'm looking forward to proving that.
Thank you.
Eldrick.
This is Eldrick from the Fight Dialogue. I have a question for Brittney. Brittney, obviously, this is a big fight for you in your MMA career. What tools do you feel like you have applied into your game plan in going against a formidable opponent and against Claressa?
I feel like I have a lot of cage time experience. There's things that can't be simulated in sparring that happens in fights, and I feel that I'm going to use a lot of advantages that I have in those experiences to move forward in that fight.
And my follow-up question for you is, being an underdog in this, what statement would be made, not just for your MMA career, but just for you as a person going into this intense rivalry?
The statement into the cage. I couldn't hear you in the beginning very well.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I was saying, what would an upset win? What statement would it be for you as not just a fighter, but for a person to overcome this obstacle?
I mean, it would be great. I would love it if it wouldn't, But I'm just looking for this experience to go as planned, and I've been planning for it since I took the fight. So I'm sticking to the game plan and going. I mean, it's going to be awesome for my personal experience and journey. I've been in fighting for 12 years, and this is definitely the biggest match I've been in. So I'm just really happy to be in this, and I think it would be just a dream to cause the upset. So I'm excited.
Hey, this is Breeze with the MMA Breeze. My question is for Brittney Elkin. Brittney, how do you feel about the comments that Claressa's made opening up this press conference about your skill sets and how she seems to be pretty confident in this matchup with you?
I think she always talks like that, so it doesn't bother me. I'm very confident too. I just don't need as many words to explain myself. So sometimes I just let it go because I just want to show what I can do in there, and I just need to say less to do that. So.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Breeze.
Trevor Ritchie with the HITP Network. Question for Claressa. I saw you said in 2020 between COVID, all the canceled fights, sexism within the sport, and everything else you were facing for that matter, that you considered retirement. So how'd you kind of get from that mental space to now being here about to make your PFL debut?
I I just felt like in boxing, I had accomplished everything already. And it wasn't that it's not like opponents for me to fight, but it's like you put in all the hard work and you think that it's going to be a certain fight that when you beat this certain person that you become like this superstar, or like, you know, you get this $1 million, this big, you know, house and nice car and stuff. And I felt like I was putting in so much time in boxing that it shows. I was dominating all the girls in 3 different weight classes, but it was like boxing didn't give me that opportunity. So I wasn't thinking about retirement because I was just, oh, I don't want to box anymore and my body's feeling tired. It was more just like, I'm just tired of not getting my just due and not reaping what I sow. But I was able to talk to my uncle, aka best friend, Andre Durrell, and he just told me, like, look, everybody's feeling it right now. Like, it's got COVID going on, nobody's fighting, you know, nobody has anything going on right now. Like, stay patient, you're young. And he just said, put your life in God. He said, put your career in God's hands. And that's the first time that I ever really prayed to God about something like that. Like, I pray to God every day, but it was more of like, I just prayed to God to just give him my career. And if God wanted me to get pregnant and have babies, I was going to do that. If God wanted me to continue boxing and, you know, sing or rap, I was going to do that. I just really wanted God to send me a sign on what he wanted me to do. And God knows that my heart loves boxing. And God knows that I'm just a fighter at heart. So I feel like he sent me the sign to just start preparing my body. I don't know if it was for a big fight or if it was just, he just told me, you need to get stronger, you need to get faster, you need to get, you know, a better control of your weight. And this was God talking to me. So I started back in June, back at home, and I was only able to bench 135. And I was like, I was benching 135 when I was in 9th grade. Like, I'm out of 9th grade and I only can bench 135. So my boyfriend is my strength and conditioning trainer, and he started getting me together. So now I can bench 135 10 times, and I can bench 185 1 time. And now I'm stronger. I feel like I have a better control over my diet. I really start buckling down on it even when I wasn't fighting. So not just being in shape for the fight, but being in shape for life. And then the PFL opportunity came about. And that's when God was like, this is what I was getting you prepared for. So it wasn't like I just came to MMA and I really wasn't prepared. It's like, oh, I've gotten a lot stronger over the past year. I just taken my fitness a lot better. I have way less weight to lose when it comes to these fights in this weight class. And I just feel like I'm in a better mental space. So that was really why I just continued to do both, because there's still some girls in boxing I want to beat up, and I want to start my MMA career because it was just something that always kind of bothered me a little bit, the fact that boxing and MMA are 2 different sports, but it was like they kind of always compared me to Amanda Nunes or to Ronda Rousey, and I was always telling people, like, you know, those girls are great MMA fighters, but if either of them were to come to boxing, like, I would beat them. But it was just something in my heart that was like, maybe you should get good to where if you fought those girls in MMA, you could beat them too. And I was like, that'd be way bigger than beating them in boxing, because you already know can't no girl beat you in boxing. So that's why I came over here to MMA, and I'm sitting here now and I'm fighting Thursday.
Thanks, Claressa. Best of luck.
Yep, sorry for making that so long. I'm long-winded, y'all.
Hey, Suki from Suki MMA here. This question's for Claressa. You know, we're kind of questioning a lot about your experience in boxing and transitioning over, but what are you enjoying about this process? You know, what are the things maybe you don't like? What are the things you're loving about transitioning to MMA? Would love to know more about that.
MMA, it's a lot of things that I like, and there's some things that I don't like. But I mean, at the beginning, I didn't like any of it. Like, you talk about getting on the ground doing jiu-jitsu, you talk about the wrestling, you talk about just people grabbing you, and just me not being able to know what to do, like standing up. It was like I always felt like if I was to get into like a street fight that I would win. And it was just like, hell no, somebody grabbed you, you gone, it's over. So it was like that for me at the beginning when I started sparring, and I just was like, I started sparring back in like January. So we went through like some drills, started teaching me MMA and stuff. I was doing jiu-jitsu and doing wrestling, and body was kind of getting beat up doing all these different things, and my body had to get used to doing all this different training. And the first time I sparred, the coaches didn't tell me nothing. They was like, look, we just want you to get in there and spar, and the game plan right now is just don't get taken down. So it was like I was on super fight mode. I'm like, okay. The bell rang, and I'm just like, the girl definitely didn't have as much. She'd been doing MMA for like 6 years, but she was she was a puncher and also a wrestler. So it was like sometimes she would punch at me and then she would go for the legs. And my main thing was just to use what I had already been taught over the past month and just keep her off me. And I got taken down so many times the first session. And when I got back to my room, I was like, oh, God. So maybe it's gonna, I knew it was going to be hard, but it's going to be harder than what I thought. But it wasn't, because the next day I told Coach, I'm like, I don't ever want to be taken down again. So let's get to it. He was like, we were waiting on you. So then we started drilling like more jiu-jitsu, more cage work, more wrestling. And I can say that now after doing it so many different times and there's so much repetition and me learning and growing, I can say that now I actually enjoy the wrestling part of MMA and enjoy being able to mix with my boxing. I enjoy being able to see when I can throw kicks and being able to catch kicks. I've been kicked in the face before, and it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. So to be able to see those kicks now and to see when they're coming and realizing what I need to do and being able to kick myself has really made me feel comfortable just moving forward. But at first, I mean, I didn't like anything that wasn't boxing in MMA because, I mean, I'm just human and I love what I do. So what I did was boxing, and it always consisted of my jab, right hand uppercut, and hooks. And then now it's like somebody can take that away from you, and I don't like feeling helpless, right? So I definitely got to it, and now when I spar, I don't feel helpless at all because I know prevention. I know what to do when something happens, and we've changed up so much of my boxing to be MMA style now that I don't think you guys are really going to recognize me come Thursday. It's going to be so different. And you're going to be like, whoa, we didn't expect this. But that's why I'm here, for you guys to just kind of guess what's going to happen and come out victorious.
Roz?
Hey Brittney, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. This is Raz from Everything MMA era. First of all, I just want you to elaborate a bit more about the experience in the last couple of days. I know there's been a lot of focus on Claressa, and tell us more a bit, kind of, you know, how does it feel to be in your shoes with all this attention on her? And on the back of that then, do you feel a bit offended that fans and media are not really recognising your experience and the years you put into MMA?
Well, no, I don't feel offended at all. I feel just ready to get in there, and I feel that everybody putting all the attention on her has just let me kind of slide in and get to work. I feel very confident and ready to walk in that cage, let the door close, and let's get to, to the fight. Everybody on the PFL staff has treated me and my corners awesome. We got to come in earlier this week, and I've been actually liking the bubble because my camp was really hard for the last few weeks. It was fun, but it was hard. So this has been kind of like letting everything, feel nice, getting ready for that cage time and that weight cut. And I got a little time in the cage today. I feel great in there, and I'm just ready to go.
Thank you very much. Best of luck on Thursday.
Thank you.